everyone, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to be taking you with me in a few days of my life as a veterinary student in small animal internal medicine. Today is actually officially my first day because the last 2 days we've had snow and we couldn't make it in. I barely got out of my driveway yesterday just to test it out, and thankfully today was a lot smoother, but it is still snowing outside, which is why I'm all bundled up. I have at least made it to school. No one else is here yet, but we are supposed to report in around 7 o'clock this morning, so it's around like 6:40 now, so I have a couple more minutes to wait. But we have a few appointments today. We'll see if they actually show up, because it is actually really cold outside, and we're supposed to be getting another snowstorm Friday. And we do have 2 inpatients right now that are in the ICU. I am on transfers today, but I haven't received one yet, so we'll see if I get one later this afternoon. But let's head to work and have a good first day. I finally came back home from my first shift of internal medicine. Today was a long day because I had 0 patients. I had no appointments either, and unfortunately I did have to stay until 4 o'clock, even though I had nothing to do. So it just was a very long day, and it didn't really start off really well. Unfortunately, one of our patients in the ICU coded during our orientation, and there is an alarm that the ICU can set off in case of an emergency like that, so every doctor can run and try their best to resuscitate the patient. Unfortunately, the patient didn't make it. After that happened, we finally got to figure out a little bit about what we were supposed to do as internal medicine students. And then we actually did do diabetic ketoacidosis rounds today, which was really helpful. I didn't get assigned a patient until 3:30 this evening, so I decided to just do the workup and the history and stuff at home. And it took me about 2 hours to get through all of the medical history for my patient tomorrow. The medical record was 80 pages long. And for internal medicine, we are responsible for all previous medical history that is relevant to the reason why it was being referred to us. It was a very lengthy process trying to gather all of that information. I'm really glad I got it done tonight because my appointment tomorrow is at 9 o'clock in the morning, so I will not have any time to go over the medical record like I did and come up with some differentials and come up with some diagnostics, the problem list as of right now, and then any questions that I really need to ask the owner when they are here with the patient. So I got all of that figured out, and then I ended up taking a bath because I was pretty exhausted and frustrated from today. Now it is 9 o'clock, so I am going to get some sleep because tomorrow is another big fun-filled day, and we have to storm prep again tomorrow because we have another snowstorm coming in Friday. So we'll see how that goes. am back home from work, and today was a pretty successful day. My appointment did show up around 9 o'clock and I had everything ready. I got the history and the physical exam stuff done, and I came up with quite a few diagnostics that we could run if the owner was willing to do those tests. So basically my patient was in for kind of a second opinion about how to go about removing stones from the bladder and urethra. So after the diagnostics, we came up with 2 good options that we could do besides a normal cystotomy that could work for the patient. And we actually did go ahead and schedule the surgery for next week, which I will be on the case again. Typically with this rotation, we do tend to follow along our patients as they are there for the 3 weeks that we're on the block, which I think is quite nice because the owners see a familiar face typically. My appointment though today did take quite some time because of all of the diagnostics we ran. I didn't get to discharge the patient until 4:30, so he was there for quite some time today, so I took him outside for a walk a few times and got him some water, played with him a little bit so he wasn't so anxious being cooped up in a kennel. Other than that, I really didn't do too much today, which is okay. I feel like I did quite a lot with just that one patient, and it took all of my time today. But tomorrow I am on transfers again, so maybe I will get a patient transferred to me in the morning or in the afternoon. So we'll see how that goes. I may have a patient this weekend, I may not. For right now, I am just going to relax a little bit, get some sleep, and get ready for my day tomorrow because tomorrow is another long day and it's supposed to be snowing all day. We'll see how that goes. I am back home from my shift and the week is finally done. I don't know how this happened, but I didn't end up getting any patients for over the weekend. So I don't have to go in for internal medicine, which is crazy. It's usually unheard of when someone does not have a patient to look after, at least during some point of the weekend. I did end up getting an add-on appointment today, and it was another urinary workup. So it was basically similar to the case I had yesterday, but this case was just slightly different, especially with the diagnostics that we ran, because this patient was female instead of a male. So it kind of made the diagnostics a little bit trickier. It did start to snow as well. And as I was heading out, it was really this cute flurries that was coming down. And it was just really nice. The roads hadn't been covered yet, so it was really just a nice moment walking in the snow and taking it in a little bit, because I feel like with all of these rotations, we really don't get much time to be outside unless we're on a rotation that is outside. It was nice to get some fresh air. It was definitely a strange week with the 2 snow days on Monday and Tuesday, and then only having 2 patients, technically, over the last 3 days. So I'm hoping next week I get a few more appointments, possibly even a transfer, so I will definitely be vlogging next week, just so you can see the difference between the weeks, because internal medicine is very complicated cases typically. And I do want to share at least the one that I had yesterday, because that patient is getting surgery on Monday. It was definitely a very good week. Good start to the rotation. I was really nervous about starting this one because of how complicated the cases can get, but all of the clinicians have been super nice, the technicians have been great. So I feel like I am learning a lot, especially with the urinary cases, but I'm also trying to keep up on the other hospitalized patients. I hope you all enjoyed today's video. If you did, please give it a like and subscribe for more, and I will see you next time.